Hi, it's Chris Titley from Scoreboard Media, and today, as part of the Faybl Conversations, I'm joined by Jeevan Kaur from Boutique Advisors. Jeevan is a private wealth advisor at Boutique Advisors. Jeevan, how are you this morning?
Yeah, really good. The weather in Perth, it's humid, but also raining. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, no, it's nice and sunny. A little bit humid here in Brisbane. Now,
Yes.
today we're going to have a
Mm.
quick chat about your experience with Faybl. The first question which comes to mind is, what surprised you most when you started using Faybl?
Yep. So when I started using Fable, it was really the time savings that I was really surprised by, and also the accuracy of the answers given by the prompts when you put in Fable. So the previous AI tools, I wasn't getting the right answers. I always had to go back and forth, repeating that what I'm actually looking for, and I always had to spend more time on the answers to make it really a good detailed answer. But with Fable, it was just giving me the right amount of information. And when I'm getting the answers from Fable, it's sometimes actually about reviewing it and editing it only a little bit, and actually maybe deleting some of the information, but it's never about adding any information, which so it's covering off everything which I want, very detailed, and that's what I love the most about Fable.
And when it comes to your day to day work and what you do, where does Fable fit in mostly when it comes to the daily routine?
Yep. So as an advisor, obviously dealing with the client meetings, and then ensuring whatever they are saying, that's taken well into account, and we then work together. So definitely with the client meetings, that's where it's helping me. So it has the capability to record the meeting. So basically, for example, putting the Teams link in Fable's chat for the clients in the clients folder, actually just putting the Teams meeting link, and then it automatically joins the meeting when the client meeting starts. And as soon as the client meeting finishes, the recording is there for you to listen, the summary is there, and also the file note is there as well for the meeting. So it's that's where it's helping me the most, because usually as an advisor, you first do the meeting and then you have to spend some time on the file note, and when the file note is ready for you from Fable, it's just really good and efficient. And then if you, for example, have to send an email to the client, for example, for my new clients, I always like to send them a review of what we discussed, and then just with one instruction I can say that based on the file note and the meeting, just generate a post meeting email, whether it's for the new clients or a review meeting. It just generates the email and then it's ready to go. And then clients then can say that, oh, the meeting was done just a couple of hours ago and the review is already there, the summary is already here, which can create better client relationships as well.
Yeah, no, in terms of velocity, you bring up a good point around customer service, but also I'd imagine record keeping and maybe disputes or potential disputes about what was said or what was covered. This particular product suite can counteract that with what they're doing when it comes to meetings.
Yeah, exactly. Also, when you're doing the client meetings, you don't have to focus on the details. For example, the client is telling you all the facts and figures about their life, the income, expenses, assets, liabilities. Earlier, I was focusing, oh, okay, what did the client say? I used to write it on my notes, but now I don't have to anymore. And obviously, with the meetings being recorded, if the clients want a summary of the recorded meeting for any reason in the future, it's available for them to start.
When it comes to AI, what
Yeah.
surprised you the most around the day to day practices and using Fable within your workflow?
With the workflow, the efficiency and the time savings I'm having from using AI, and as an advisor here, I don't have an associate yet who can help me to write on the file notes and send the emails to the clients and things like that. So it's just Fable is just having an assistant. If for example the client sends me an email, and it can generate a draft email response upon my instructions, or it can review the documents which clients send me give me the summary of, for example, how the money is invested and things like that. Or it can just it's just acting as an assistant for me, which is really good.
How did Faybl integrate into such an established practice as boutique without disrupting any processes or practices or old school processes, etc., and to potentially uplift the client experience?
Yeah, client experience is definitely much better. I definitely agree, because during the meetings, for example, you're focusing more on what the client is saying, and then just showing after the meetings that how quickly you have, sent them the review emails or whatever it is. For example, even working on the record of advice, because as an advisor, whenever we give any recommendations to the clients, especially the existing clients, we have to send them the email record of advice, that these are our recommendations. Fable can also help you to generate those email ROIs. We call record of advice ROIs in short. So just, these are like small tasks which you can generate quickly and can help. And the client obviously, feels like that they are being given the service really quickly on time, so that they can focus on other things, and it builds up a better client experience and relationship.
And then, from a governance point of view and compliance point of view, how has Faybl supported consistent, high quality advice delivery, particularly when maybe circumstances change with the client?
To be honest, I haven't focused on that area that much, because we just started using Fable a couple of months ago. And I know, because I tested a few things I generated a few compliance documents like statement of advice, and the detail was good. So from compliance point of view, I know it's okay. It's just I haven't tested that area
Yeah, you probably
as
haven't
yet.
had time for clients to change circumstances and to do new statement of advices, etc. When it comes to firms like yourself, what would you suggest to other practices around the place around using Fable, and how so far your experience has been?
Yep. So I would definitely give a positive feedback for Fable, and I would suggest practices to try to use Fable, because time is the most valuable resource for advisors. We are busy, so we are always looking for time saving, and even if you're saving, 5 minutes by using Fable, that actually counts, and we can focus on generating more business, and say more clients. So I would definitely give 100% positive feedback for Fable, and will also say to the existing users to see what else the Fable can do for you. The team at Fable is really good and supportive, and they're always open to what how else they can help us.
Excellent. One final question. You mentioned around time savings and getting on and doing more things. What do you do with that extra time? Have you found it difficult to fill, or are you always busy that now that it's taken a little bit of workload off you, you can focus on other particular areas?
Yep. So I like doing networking. So I feel like it has given me more time for networking, and it's only been a couple of months. So the more I use, I know the more time I will have for other things, and I try to utilize that time on networking.
Jeevan Kaur, thank you so much for having a chat about your use of the Fable product. We realise it's very early days into the process, but so far, a glowing recommendation from yourself in terms of using the product, the different capabilities of the product, and also the time that allows you to do other things like network and business development options. So, thank you so much for
Yes.
having a chat today, and looking forward for any feedback and getting in touch and supporting where we can.
No worries. Thank you so much, Chris.